Hi, I'm Donna and I'm doing this video blog to talk to those of you who are family and friends of people with Crohn's and also colitis. Normally I do music videos. I would get you to watch the No Apologies video, which is aimed on this same topic, but basically I wanted to throw myself in front of the camera, which is something I don't do very often because I don't like being videoed, because I thought it would be a lot better if you actually saw me and heard my voice and actually heard my story. The reason I'm doing this is because I have the most amazing support. I have the most amazing husband and family. I know you'll probably get a big head if he watches this, but I have. And recently I've been hearing a lot about unsupportive family and friends. People saying that you're lazy, you need to go out and get a job, you're spoiling Christmas again, or you're back in hospital. I loathe you, I hate you, you're ugly. Basically just being unsupportive. And at this time of year, I know we feel a lot more stress to try and not spoil Christmas. And I think the stress of trying to not spoil Christmas for everybody else actually makes things a lot worse. So it isn't very helpful. And if you don't have supportive family and friends, you're going to stress and worry even more about spoiling Christmas for everybody else. It's a lot easier if you've actually got a good support network there. So I'll very quickly tell you about myself and about my experiences, and then I'll tell you about my wonderful family. And then hopefully it'll give you a chance this Christmas, which is all about family, to actually think about what I'm saying, and watch some more of my videos and read my blog, which is Squirt's blog on WordPress, to kind of read a bit more. I had a really good poem on there last week by a friend, basically going through what we're going through. It was a really good poem and I think you should read it. Anyway, as I said, I'm Donna. I'm 33. I'm married to Paul. We've been married 12 years. As I say, he's wonderful. I can't say much more about him apart from that. I have a 10-year-old son called Kieran and a 4-year-old daughter called Evangelina. My whole battle with ulcerative colitis began when I was 7 months pregnant with Evangelina. That was about November 2007 when I fell ill, very near Christmas. And I began very heavy bleeding, a lot of diarrhea, a lot of urgency, just basically very watery output. It wasn't very nice, a lot of pain. I was very scared. I went to the GP. He was not much use. And I was just very scared that I had cancer or something. I was a bit hopeless. And also having to get a 6-year-old at the time to school, while being heavily pregnant and bleeding and having accidents. The amount of times that I pooed my pants and the number of times I had to run into a bush. So I didn't poo my pants. Let's just say very lucky that there wasn't any policemen around, or I'd probably get done. But what do you do? It's not like I could carry a toilet around with me. Although when my daughter was older and she was potty training, the potty did come in quite handy for such accidents. So basically, I ended up getting rushed into hospital. My sister dragged my sorry ass to hospital. Basically dragged me kicking and screaming because I hate hospitals. Luckily she did, because at that point I couldn't get out of bed without fainting and I needed 4 pints of blood because I'd lost so much blood. And they had me in hospital for the rest of my pregnancy. She was born in January, so basically that was over the entire Christmas period. They let me home for actual Christmas, so I was home kind of Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, the day after Boxing Day. I went back in for a day. Managed to get out for New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, but then we're back in straight away after that as well. There's also the worrying of a baby coming and trying to organise everything. It wasn't very good. The end of pregnancy, you're supposed to be looking forward to having a baby, not worrying that you're going to get dragged into surgery and have your bowel removed. But luckily I managed to escape that back then. Labour was 5 minutes. I was already in hospital. I wasn't on a labour ward, but I was in hospital. And labour was 5 minutes. I didn't know she was coming until the head appeared. The pain from the ulcerative colitis was so bad that I wouldn't have had any idea of when labour started. If you went by pain, then basically I was in labour from November. So if any of you women out there who have had babies and had labour and know what it's like, then you should know what I went through. So basically that's that. After I gave birth to her, I started breastfeeding and went into remission. Remission does not mean that everything's 100% back to normal. Remission just basically meant I wasn't bleeding as much. My colon wasn't as diseased, it wasn't as inflamed. I wasn't having as much diarrhea. I wasn't having as much urgency. I wasn't in severe pain, which was kind of like giving birth pain. But I did still feel sluggish. I was still in a bit of pain. It was just kind of a chronic, constant, dull, always there, not very nice. And that was basically 2.5 years of my daughter's life. The time when you're supposed to be enjoying spending with your daughter, new baby, walking. I always felt terrified of having to run to the toilet and leaving my daughter in the living room or something and thinking what was she going to get a hold of, especially when she started walking. When she reached 2.5, I stopped breastfeeding. I tried to feed as long as possible. But as soon as I stopped feeding, I fell severely ill again, back into a severe flare. So basically back to the bleeding and the diarrhea and the urgency and the severe pain and not being able to eat. And I basically just wore brown clothes all the time and cheap charity shop clothes, because if you're going to poo yourself, then you may as well not have your best gear on. Barely ate. For somebody who loves cooking and eating, it was the worst disease to possibly have. Before I fell ill, I used to love canoeing, camping, abseiling. Me and my son would regularly go camping and swimming and hiking, but that basically all went out the window as soon as I was diagnosed. So basically that was it. And then 21 months ago I had my colon removed, which gave me my life back, but basically means I've got a bag now. I now poo in a bag. Everything was fine for a year, and then my remaining rectum, the bit left in my bottom, began flaring and bleeding, and it constantly felt like I had a knife jammed up my bum. And it wasn't very pleasant at all. I can't describe the pain. I don't know how I can get across to you how bad it was. But 4 weeks ago I had the remaining rectum removed and I had my bottom sewn up, so now I'm a Barbie doll. My daughter loves that mummy's now a Barbie doll. I think it's the best way to describe it. So basically that's my battle over the past 4 years, and nearly 5 years, because my daughter will be 5 in January. So that has basically been my life, and now I've got my life back and everything's wonderful now, apart from my poo in a bag, but I don't have a problem with that. And the reason I don't have a problem with that is because I have the most supportive husband who still loves me, tells me I'm beautiful, tells me he loves me, has always been supportive. When I had days where I couldn't get off the toilet to make dinner or couldn't get out of bed, he would never moan. He would just roll his sleeves up and make dinner or go to the takeaway and get a takeaway. He never complained. He never does. He helps with the housework when I can't. He really does work hard. He works full time and then comes home and then have to kind of look after me and help look after the kids as well. But he never once complained. As I mentioned, I've got a sister. Maybe if she hadn't dragged me off to hospital when she did, then maybe I might not be here telling this tale now. She's always been pretty supportive and educated herself on the disease, and it just, it's really good having that support. And I've got a wonderful mum who, after surgery, basically got me a whole new wardrobe of clothes because, I was living in tracksuits and brown clothes because most of my clothes went in the bin after every accident because I wasn't going to wash clothes that were covered in poo all the time. And she basically kind of got me a bit more fashion conscious, and I'm actually quite stylish now, I think. And that kind of helped boost my confidence and my self-esteem quite a lot. So between her and my husband, I am confident now with a bag. The whole world knows I've got a bag. I don't care. I'm confident. I know I have my life back, and it's because of Squirt. I also have some amazing friends. I can't name them all. My friend Hannah, she would regularly have Eva when I had to go to appointments for infusions and blood tests and hospital checkups, and I was in and out of hospital. And all my other friends, I've got loads of friends who I could always count on whenever I need anything. And they all educate themselves on what the disease was. Nobody knew about what the disease was until they met me, until I fell ill with it. And they've gone above and beyond to help me. And as I say, I've got the most amazing husband who is always there, never complains. I couldn't ask for a better supportive family. I'm probably about to start crying now. But basically, I know how lucky I am, and it really upsets me when I hear people saying what they have to put up with and how unsupportive family are. And I know it's hard, being on the other side, but you have to think what we go through. It's not pleasant having to have an accident in public because someone won't let you use the toilet and then have to walk a mile home with a toddler when you're covered in poo and having everybody staring at you. It's not pleasant. It's not nice missing out on so much of your daughter's childhood. Not being able to eat, feeling in so much pain. So please think about how you're treating your family member who has Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. And please make it your New Year's resolution to be more supportive, because we don't want to be ill. We don't want to ruin things for you. We're not doing this on purpose. So that's all I've got to say. Bye.